Hello, after you download RemoteScreen's RemoteScreen Connect app to start it up, this is what your client or your patient would do on their phone on iOS or Android. Both applications for them are essentially the same. Once they open it up, if they haven't set up their account already, they're going to go ahead and have to set up their account. And usually it's tied to Facebook or Twitter, or they'll set up their account. I have another video showing how to set up the account. This is how they would operate the application. If you're going to create a new person, on the top right there's a plus sign. We're going to click that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use the camera and take a picture of their face, and they can smile. Okay. And then we have their profile picture. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in their information. And then what we're going to do, male, first female, we can come in and select their date of birth. Now, all this demographic information is very important, because then if they never become a patient with you, if you're doing this for marketing, you could in turn use this as collecting their demographic information. So here we're going to go ahead and put in their height, and then we're going to put in their weight. We want to obtain their phone number, and we're going to go ahead and put in their email address. For this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and put in our actual support email. And then at this point in time, we have their demographic info. Now, the nice thing is this only needs to be done one time. If you go to do a follow-up with the patient or the client, they can just add to their previous exam. So now we're going to take the photos. I click here. First thing we can do is select the professional. Now, I already have the provider code. It was emailed to me. I just copy and paste that and put that provider code in here. And it only has to validate this one time. You can see we're calling our fictitious clinic Advanced Health Trinity Posture Co. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the case. You only have to do that the one time. Now, you can select more than one provider. So say you're a gym owner and working with several physical therapists or chiropractors and sending them different people for the assessments as the specialist. You could send and have multiple professionals to send these exams to. That's why you can have more than one provider. Most cases, though, in a typical office setting or a typical gym setting with a personal trainer, you're only going to have your code in there. With that being said, now we have 4 items that we can select: a front view posture, a side view posture. Now note the side view is right facing the camera, right side of the patient facing the camera. We can do a seated analysis for ergonomic screens, say at work for HR departments. And we can also capture video. Specifically for the video would be a squat assessment, like an overhead squat from the front, from behind, or a right lateral is what 99.9% of our users obtain. So in this case, we're just going to simply do a front and side. So the patient or the customer or the client is going to click capture front image. And then all they do is ask the patient to stand in neutral posture, as level as possible, and snap the picture. Notice that I do have the floorboard there, so when it comes into posture screen, I can go ahead and level the image if I need to. Now I'm going to ask the patient to turn to the side with the right side facing the camera. And at this point in time, we're going to do the same thing and snap the picture. Okay, so it's really easy for the customer or the client. Now, at this point in time, all we would have to do is hit send and validate the information and send. And so now those files are going to be sent to the practitioner that was linked. In this case, it was Advanced Health Trinity. Now, once that goes through, you can add another exam, create a new person. And you can see here, a new exam has been emailed. So this is the notification email that you would get. Obviously, the customer is not going to get this, but since I am the practitioner too, and it's installed on my device, the email for us is already set up. And so this alerts you, the professional, that a new exam is waiting. Okay, so just to reiterate that point, your customer or your client or patient is not going to get this email. This is only to alert you or your staff, hey, we have an exam waiting, okay? So from this point, I'm going to switch over to the posture screen app in this version for this tutorial, and we'll take it from there.